Nothing in Amy's life prepared her for the truth waiting in the shadows. A truth powerful enough to break her trust, shake her heart, and change her future forever. In episode 8 of Heartland season 19, the past doesn't knock gently. It strikes hard, pulling Amy into a storm she never expected, one that forces her to question everything she believed, everything she felt safe with, and everyone she thought she knew. Amy wakes up with a strange heaviness in her chest, the kind that doesn't come from stress or lack of sleep, but from something deeper, something she can't quite name. Heartland feels unusually quiet, almost too quiet, like the world is holding its breath before a storm. The morning sun paints soft colors across the ranch, but even that gentle light can't erase the unease settling inside her. She moves through her usual routine, feeding the horses, checking the fences, doing everything she's done for years. But today, it all feels different, unfamiliar, as if something is out of place and she just can't see it yet. Nathan tries to act normal, but Amy senses the tension in him too. He avoids eye contact a little more than usual, speaks a little softer, stands a little farther away, like he's afraid of something he can't explain. And every time she notices it, a quiet fear grows inside her. She tells herself it's nothing, that they're both still healing from the wedding chaos, still learning how to trust again. But deep down, she knows this is not about the wedding anymore. This is something else, something bigger, something darker. Lindy watches her carefully, sensing her mother's restlessness even without words. Amy forces a smile, but it doesn't reach her eyes, and Lindy notices. Children always do. Meanwhile, Lou hurries through the kitchen going over paperwork, but when she glances at Amy, she pauses. She sees the stiffness in Amy's shoulders, the way she stirs her coffee without drinking it. She doesn't push, but she knows something is wrong. Jack feels it too. He walks into the barn later that morning and finds Amy standing still, staring at a saddle like she forgot what she was doing. One look at her, and Jack's heart tightens. He has seen this expression before, the face Amy makes when she's trying to stay strong while something inside her is falling apart. He doesn't question her, doesn't pry, but his silence tells Amy he knows she's struggling. As the day goes on, the uneasy feeling follows Amy everywhere. It clings to her steps, to her breath, to the quiet wind brushing through the trees. And then, just as she tries to convince herself she's overthinking everything, it happens. A small envelope appears on the ranch table. No stamps, no address, no sender, just her name written in shaky handwriting. Amy freezes. Something about the envelope feels wrong, not dangerous, but heavy, like it carries a truth she isn't ready to face. She opens it slowly, her fingers trembling before she even sees what's inside. A blurry photograph falls out. At first, it doesn't make sense. Then she looks closer. Her breath catches. Her heart stops. The picture is of Nathan, taken from far away, in a place she doesn't recognize. And that single moment cracks open the fear she has been trying so hard to ignore. Amy stares at the photograph for a long moment, trying to understand why someone would send this to her. The image is grainy, taken from a distance, as if the photographer didn't want to be seen. Nathan stands near a dark building, looking uncomfortable, almost nervous, like he's waiting for someone or something. Amy's first instinct is to ask him about it, to walk straight but into the house and demand the truth, but something stops her. A quiet voice inside whispers, "Not yet." She needs to understand what she's looking at before she confronts him. She slides the picture back into the envelope and hides it in her jacket pocket. But even tucked away, it feels like a weight pressing against her chest, making it harder to breathe. Throughout the day, her mind spins with questions she can't escape. What was Nathan doing there? Why didn't he tell her? And more importantly, who took this picture? And why send it to her now? Jack notices the shift in her mood again. He watches Amy from the fence line, the lines on his forehead deepening as he studies her. Amy tries to act normal, brushing the horses, keeping her movement steady, but her hands tremble slightly. Jack knows better than to corner her. He has learned that sometimes Amy needs space to understand her own feelings before she can share them. Even so, he stays nearby, his presence a silent reminder that she is not alone. But the truth is, Amy does feel alone. Not because of anyone around her, but because of the confusion taking root in her heart. She keeps replaying the photograph in her mind, hoping it will reveal something she missed, but it only makes the fear grow stronger. The Nathan she knows, the Nathan who respects her, who listens to her, who has slowly become a part of her life, doesn't match the man in that picture. That version of him looks restless, secretive, mold, and Amy has no idea which version is real. Later in the afternoon, Lindy asks her a simple question about dinner, and Amy flinches like she's been pulled out of a dream. Lindy's small eyes narrow with worry. Amy smiles again, pretending everything is fine, but Lindy's expression says she doesn't believe her. Amy hates lying to her daughter, even in silence, but how can she explain something she doesn't understand herself? That evening, as the sun begins to set over Heartland, the sky glowing orange behind the barn, Amy decides to follow her instincts. Instead of going inside, she walks out to the quiet trail behind the ranch. The fresh air usually clears her thoughts, but today it only sharpens them. Her heart beats faster with every step. She thinks of the years she spent rebuilding herself after losing Ty, the years of healing, fighting, learning to trust again. She had finally let someone in. And now, this. When she reaches the open field, she pulls the photograph out again. The fading light makes it even harder to see the details, but the uneasiness in her chest grows stronger. There's something in that picture, something she didn't notice before. A shadow near the edge, a shape that looks almost like another person standing just out of sight. Amy's breath catches. Someone else was there. But who? And why were they watching Nathan? The wind grows colder, brushing against her face like a warning. She folds the photograph carefully and tucks it away again. Whatever this is, it's not just about Nathan. It's bigger. It's hidden. And for the first time, Amy realizes she might be standing at the edge of a truth that could turn her whole world upside down. Amy returns to the ranch as darkness settles over Heartland, but the uneasy feeling hasn't left her. The photograph still burns in her mind, its blurry edges sharper in her thoughts than they ever looked on paper. Nathan is inside, moving quietly, but even from a distance, she notices the tension in his shoulders, the way his hands fidget when he thinks no one is watching. The man she trusted, the man she allowed herself to love, now seems like a stranger. And that scares her more than anything else. She tries to push the fear aside, telling herself she's imagining things, that Nathan is the same man she's known all along, but the envelope wasn't anonymous by mistake. Someone wanted her to see it. Someone wanted her to question him. And Amy knows better than to ignore the signs. She has learned from experience that Heartland never keeps its secrets quiet for long. This one, she realizes, will demand to be uncovered whether she's ready or not. Nathan notices her lingering near the doorway. He pauses and looks at her, a mixture of hope and fear in his eyes. Amy hesitates, weighing her next words carefully. The past few months have taught her patience, restraint, and the cost of rushing into conclusions. But now, she doesn't know if she can wait any longer. She needs answers. She needs the truth, even if it hurts. "Nathan," she says quietly, her voice steady but firm. "I saw something today." She doesn't show him the photograph yet. She doesn't need to. He already knows what she means. His jaw tightens, his hands clenching at his sides. For a moment, silence stretches between them, thick and suffocating. Then he exhales slowly, as if preparing himself for a storm he has avoided for far too long. "There are things from my past," he starts, but Amy cuts him off with a quiet but unwavering tone. "I don't want excuses. I want honesty. Every part of it. Now." Her eyes lock onto his, holding him accountable in a way that leaves no room for hesitation. Nathan swallows hard, and for a fleeting second, he looks like a man carrying a weight far heavier than his body can hold. He takes a step closer, voice low and trembling. "Amy, it's complicated. I never wanted you to be hurt. I thought I could fix things before you ever had to know." Amy steps back instinctively, her heart pounding. Every instinct she has screams at her. Trust cautiously, prepare for the worst. The calm of the ranch outside seems like a lie. The shadows growing long and dark in the barn, as if reflecting her growing dread. She watches him carefully, noticing the hesitation in his movements, the small flinch when he avoids her gaze. Something he isn't saying hangs in the air, heavy and suffocating. Just then Jack appears, his presence grounding but urgent. He's noticed Amy's unease all day, seen the way her composure flickers with every small sound. He doesn't speak immediately. He doesn't need to. His eyes alone are enough to say, "I'm here. We'll face this together." But Amy shakes her head, signaling that this is her confrontation, her moment to uncover the truth herself. Jack respects it, stepping back but never leaving her side. Amy finally pulls the photograph from her pocket, placing it gently on the table between them. Nathan flinches, the color draining from his face. I can explain," he begins, but Amy holds up a hand, stopping him. "Not yet," she says, voice stronger than she feels. "I need to see everything before you start talking." She spreads the photo carefully, revealing the shadow near the edge of the frame. Nathan's eyes widen slightly, and he looks down, his hands trembling. "I should have told you," he admits finally, voice cracking under the weight of years-kept secret. "I didn't know how. I thought if I hid it, I could protect you. I didn't want the past to come here, to Heartland." Amy studies him, seeing every flicker of fear, guilt, and regret. But the photograph isn't just about Nathan. She realizes now that someone else is involved, someone from a chapter of his life he hasn't shared. The pieces are coming together, but they're messy, dangerous, and leaving her more unsettled than ever. The barn feels colder, the shadows longer, as Amy reaches a silent conclusion. The truth isn't just about Nathan's past, it's about the danger it could bring to her, to Heartland, to the life she's fought so hard to build. Her heartbeat quickens. This isn't a conversation she can control. This isn't a secret she can ignore. And deep down, she knows that once this storm hits, nothing will ever be the same. Night falls over Heartland, but the ranch doesn't feel like the safe haven it once was. The usual sounds, the soft whinnies of horses, the rustle of leaves in the wind, carry an unfamiliar edge. Amy can't shake the feeling that something is watching, waiting, testing her patience and her courage. The photograph burns in her pocket, heavier than ever, reminding her that the truth is no longer something she can ignore. Nathan sits across from her, silent, the weight of his past pressing down on both of them. His eyes are fixed on the floor, jaw tight, and Amy knows he's trying to gather the courage to speak, to finally reveal what he's been hiding for so long. Amy's mind races, replaying every moment of the day. The way Nathan hesitated when she approached him, the shadow in the photograph, the anonymous envelope, each small detail now carries a significance she can no longer ignore. And with each passing second, a deeper fear takes root. The fear that Heartland, her home, her sanctuary, could be pulled into something dangerous, something she's never faced before. She feels a surge of frustration, of helplessness, because she knows Nathan has been carrying this secret alone, and now the consequences are reaching her too. Finally, Nathan looks up, his eyes meeting hers with raw vulnerability. "Amy, there's someone from my past," he admits, voice barely above a whisper. His hands shake slightly as he gestures toward the photograph. "Someone I thought I had left behind. Someone I thought I could forget." Amy listens, every muscle in her body tense. She wants to ask questions, to demand every detail, but something tells her to wait, to let him speak on his own terms. The silence stretches, thick and uncomfortable, and Amy can feel the tension wrapping around them like a tightening rope. "I thought I could handle it," Nathan continues, his voice breaking. "I thought I could move on, come here, build a life with you without dragging the past into it. But it wasn't that simple. She didn't let go. She followed me, Amy. I tried to run to avoid confrontation, but it's all caught up now. And I'm scared, not just for me, but for you, for Heartland." Amy swallows hard, the words slicing through her heart. The man she loves is not only carrying guilt and regret, he's carrying a storm she's about to be pulled into. Amy steps closer, placing her hand on the table, fingers brushing the photograph again. Her voice is calm but firm. "Nathan, I need everything. No half-truths, no omissions. If this storm is coming, I need to know the full scope before it hits." Nathan nods slowly, taking a deep breath, preparing to expose years of secrets and lies he had hoped would never see the light. Every step he takes toward honesty feels like walking through fire. But Amy stands strong, ready to face the flames with him. Suddenly, a sharp sound cuts through the night, the engine of a truck outside, slow and deliberate. Amy freezes. Jack, ever vigilant, steps into the doorway, eyes narrowing. Nathan's face pales. The truck idles near the ranch gate, dark and menacing, as if it's been waiting for this exact moment. Amy's heart races, adrenaline flooding her veins. She feels the pull of instinct. Fight or flee, but she refuses to back down. She's learned over the years that Heartland has its own way of testing courage, and now the test is hers. The truck door opens and a woman steps out, shadowed by the dim light of the porch. Amy feels her chest tighten, recognizing the figure from the photographs and the envelope. The woman's presence is commanding, her gaze sharp and unwavering. Nathan steps in front of Amy instinctively, panic flickering in his eyes, but the woman doesn't move toward them aggressively. Her stance is measured, deliberate, like a storm that has already arrived but hasn't yet unleashed its full force. "You need to know the truth," the woman says, her voice steady, cutting through the tension. "Not just what you see in photos, not just what you've heard, the real truth." Amy feels her pulse quicken. This moment, the confrontation she has been sensing all day, all week, all year, is finally here. And she knows that after this night, after this revelation, nothing at Heartland will ever be the same. The woman steps closer, her eyes never leaving Amy's. There's no hostility in her face, only a quiet intensity that sends a shiver down Amy's spine. She feels a storm of emotions: fear, confusion, anger, but most of all, an overwhelming need to finally know the truth. Nathan's hands tremble at his sides, the weight of the years he tried to hide pressing down on him like a physical force. Amy senses his desperation, but she also knows she cannot let it stop her. She needs clarity, no matter how painful. "You deserve to know who he really is," the woman says, her voice low and sharp, cutting through the cool night air. Amy swallows hard, stepping forward despite Jack's hand hovering near her shoulder. "Then say it. Whatever it is you came here for, I need to hear it now." Her heart hammers in her chest. Every instinct tells her this moment could change everything: her trust, her relationship, her life at Heartland. Nathan swallows, his eyes pleading silently for patience, but Amy shakes her head. Not this time. The woman lets out a small, almost sorrowful sigh. "He didn't just leave me. He vanished. No explanations. No closure. And I followed him, hoping he would face what he left behind, what he ran from, what he never resolved." Amy feels her chest tighten. This is more than just a love triangle, more than a misunderstanding. This is history. Buried, ignored, but alive, now threatening to uproot the life she's been building. Nathan steps forward, voice trembling. "It wasn't like that. I left because I thought I wasn't good for her. I was young, I made mistakes. I wanted to fix things before they hurt anyone else. Amy, I never meant to bring danger here." Amy studies him carefully, the conflict inside him obvious. She wants to scream at him for the secrets, for the years of silence, but something inside her recognizes the fear, the guilt, the truth he carries. He is not lying about his intentions, only about the consequences he could never fully control. The woman looks at Amy, and for the first time, her mask of composure cracks. A flicker of raw pain, vulnerability, grief shows through. "I didn't come here to destroy you, Amy. I came so that he could no longer hide, so that the truth could finally surface. You deserve honesty. You deserve to see him for who he really is, past and all." Amy exhales slowly, realizing the magnitude of this revelation. This woman is not here for vengeance. She is here to force truth out into the open. And for Amy, that truth is something she can no longer avoid. Amy's eyes meet Nathan's. "Then tell me everything," she whispers. The weight of the moment presses down on both of them. Nathan takes a deep breath, his voice breaking, shaking from years of guilt and secrecy. He recounts the past, the relationship, the unresolved heartbreak, the choices he made to protect both Amy and the woman, and the fear of letting anyone else into his mistakes. Each word is heavy, each admission painful but necessary. Amy listens, heart in her throat, absorbing every word, every detail, every hidden piece of his past. Jack and Lou watch silently, their presence grounding, ready to intervene if needed, but allowing Amy the space she needs to process. Amy realizes something crucial in this moment. Trust isn't about perfection, it's about honesty. And Nathan, despite everything, is finally being honest. The tension that had wrapped around Heartland all day begins to lift slightly, replaced with an uncomfortable, fragile clarity. The woman steps back toward her truck, nods once, and says softly, "Now you know. It's your choice what to do with it. I won't interfere further." Amy watches her leave, engines starting, lights fading down the dirt road. The weight of years, of secrets, of fear finally begins to shift. Nathan turns to her, voice barely audible. "I should have told you sooner. I was scared you'd see me differently." Amy studies him, truly sees him, and realizes something profound. The truth doesn't weaken love, it tests it. "I do see you differently," Amy admits softly, "but maybe that's okay. Maybe the truth is meant to change things." Nathan nods slowly, relief mixing with lingering fear. She reaches out, takes his hand, and feels the tension finally begin to ease. Tonight, the storm has passed, and while Heartland will never be the same, Amy knows this moment has opened the door for honesty, for healing, and for the future they can still build together. The night has finally settled over Heartland, but Amy knows things will never be the same. The secrets that once lurked in shadows have stepped into the light, and with them, the weight of truth has reshaped everything she thought she knew about love, trust, and the people closest to her. Nathan stands beside her, hands trembling slightly, but the honesty in his eyes reassures her that even the hardest storms can be faced together. Amy takes a deep breath, letting the cool night air fill her lungs. The fear she carried, the doubts that haunted her every thought, are still there. But now, they are tempered by clarity. She understands that life, even at Heartland, isn't about avoiding challenges or running from the past. It's about facing them, embracing the truth, and finding the courage to move forward, no matter how uncertain the road ahead may seem. Jack and Lou watch silently, their presence a comforting reminder that family, in all its forms, can weather any storm. Heartland isn't just a ranch, it's a home, a sanctuary built on resilience, love, and unwavering support. And tonight, Amy has learned that even the most unexpected truths can bring growth, understanding, and a deeper connection to those we hold dear. As she looks across the ranch, the stars glimmering above like tiny promises in the dark, Amy realizes that life will continue to challenge her. But she's ready. The past may have its shadows, but the future holds hope, healing, and the possibility of building something stronger than ever before. And so, Heartland remains a place of love, lessons, and unexpected revelations, a place where the truth, no matter how painful, ultimately guides the heart to where it truly belongs. Amy's journey is far from over, but one thing is certain: the storm has passed, the truth has been revealed, and Heartland will never be the same again.